difficult. Big shout out to everybody listening in. Tune in to QSJRadio.com. Home to the unsigned artists. And let me tell you something. Today, we are starting our show like right now. Yeah, for real. We're starting the show right now. We got my man Jesse Hayes on hold right now. We guys just heard No Mercy. But for those who were just on the scene with us, you realize you didn't hear any audio. It's all good. We just fixed it all. We just moved to our new studio. We're doing the crazy sound checks out there with Jesse Hayes. He's out there in Long Beach, California. So big shout out to that. Shout out to everybody listening in. But before we get back to his song, we got him on the line with us right here, man. Jesse, how you doing? How you feeling?
Right, Traffic Light. How are you doing?
Hey, man. First of all, thanks for coming on here with us all the way out here in the East Coast. I got sunset like 30 minutes ago, and you got the bright sun out there. So shout out to you.
Thank you, Traffic Light. I appreciate that very much.
So, you out here, you've been doing, you've been getting played on our show maybe for like a month now or 2 months or something like that. And, we know about you. We know that you have lyrics and words, and you take these crazy, I would say like the beats nobody wants to take and make singles out of them. But, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Long Beach, California. I sat back and I went to about 7 different schools as I was growing up. I moved from everywhere to California, Hawaii, Arizona, Nevada, Kentucky, North Carolina, and I've always found my way back to California, back home to Long Beach.
Okay, man. Big shout out to that. So, a lot of things go on in people's lives to get them to do things. Why and what made you start recording?
It's a funny story. I started writing lyrics when I was 8 years old. I was listening to Third Eye Blind.
Ooh.
And my mom was a big Marshall Mathers fan. But as I was listening to Third Eye Blind, I started to notice the way that they were talking to me. I noticed that they were talking to me, but everything that they had said had rhymed together. And I thought the concept of being able to talk to people in rhyme was an excellent idea. So I actually sat down at 8 years old. I was in the 4th grade. So I might have been 9 years old. I was in the 4th grade, but I sat down and I started doing what Dr. Seuss did, like Dr. Seuss did in his books. I would make every last word rhyme together. And then my mom had ended up walking into the living room. She asked, what are you doing? I said, I'm writing lyrics. And she was like, what do you think you are? Are you trying to be a rapper? And I was like, I never know. Maybe one day I might actually become somebody. And she's like, all right, if you're ever going to listen to anybody, listen to Marshall Mathers. So, of course, she had to pull out the Eminem CD and put it on and made me listen to Marshall Mathers just to obtain a rhyme scheme.
Wow.
Now,
wait, hold on. Let me go throwback for you.
Yo.
Now, the reason I do that is because Third Eye Blind is is a straight favorite bands of all time for me. So when you said that, I kind of go with it too. They have this way of talking. You could put your own perception in their own music, and you're not going to be wrong. Especially when somebody came up to me, and I'm not here to cut you off, but back in those late 90s when I was very, very hard on this Third Eye Blind, I was a teen then, going to the ice skating rinks and stuff like that. I was doing all that. And when Third Eye Blind went off, here I am, the only Spanish dude bugging, like, do, right? And the sky was gold. It was rose. I was taking sips of it through my nose. We obviously know that that's something that means what it is, but when I used to present that line to shorties, right? I used to present that line to shorties, and I don't know why, but some chick came 10 years later and said, "Remember, you always told me the sky was gold." But anyways, go back to that, man. Shout out to that, man. Shout out to the Third Eye Blind reference.
Yeah, shout out to Third Eye Blind, man.
I'm gonna see them in 2 months again. I don't care.
That is one of my favorite bands, though. Not to lie, that was the first album I actually walked into a store and bought was a Third Eye Blind album.
I still buy their shit.
Right. Yeah, so I was listening to them, and I was writing these lyrics, and I got a phone call from this guy, and he wanted me to recite my lyrics to him. It was one of my mom's good friends. So he was like, well, let me hear, you know, what you have written down already. So I had this little half sheet of paper that I was working on for like 30 minutes, making everything rhyme together, just like Third Eye Blind did. And I recited it to him, and he was like, you know what? Your lyrics are actually pretty good. I was like, all right. He says, you know, in a couple of years, if you keep it up, you might actually be able to become someone. I was like, all right. So as I was growing older, writing my lyrics was always fun for me because it was a way for me to take words and mix them up whichever way that I ever wanted to. There's 10 billion different word combinations that any certain person could use to make lyrics out of. Yet the set number of the English language is only inside of Webster's dictionary. So in order to punish me, my mom used to make me write pages out of the dictionary. So I became fond of the dictionary. I started expanding my vocabulary as I got older. But then I became a teenager and I started having problems. Now,
life problems, holla at me.
Life problems. So I started taking my aggression, my rage, my anger out on paper. I would just write all these lyrics down, and that's always just been the way that I've been since I was like 8 years old. I've just always written stuff down. Like I would have notes in pieces of paper just randomly everywhere just to fucking write shit down, get my emotions out. If I can't talk to somebody about it, then I'm going to write it down. But back to the question, when did I start recording? I didn't start recording until last year. Is actually the first time that I decided, hey, you know what? I've lost so much of my lyrics already. I could make them eternal. I can make my lyrics last forever. Music is eternal. That's a concept that I have installed in my head, is that when I am 80 years old, that song that they just heard, No Mercy, it's still going to be there unchanged. It's going to be the exact same way it is. When I die, my music is still going to be there. It's going to be locked in music eternally.
Jesse, so you know, a lot of people have this, I guess, this right way they want to hear when lyrics and music are put together. I know sometimes you put out your music and people got things to say. Like, do you take it as criticism or do you take it as haterism? I mean, what do you do?
I take it as practice. When people tell me the main problem that I've always had was being off beat and being too monotone. Now, half the time, the monotone...
Hold up. Let me do this for you real quick. You guys understand that he knows where he's at. QSJ Radio. A lot of artists will be like, they just hating, they just this, they just that. He's literally where he was supposed to be and taking it. But anyways, I gotta say that, Jess, because a lot of people don't grow up. So go ahead.
I've actually sent my music off to radio shows like It's a Hit or Toss That Shit. Am I allowed to cuss? I'm sorry. I didn't know if I was allowed to use profanity or not.
So the name of the show is QSJ Radio, which in Spanish means que se joda. You tell me. You tell me if you're allowed to curse. QSJ Radio.
All right. So the name of the song is called It's a Hit or Toss That Shit. And the other one is called Ill or Kill. Now, they are brutal. If they don't like your music, they're going to tell you that they don't like it. But while they're telling you that they don't like your music, they give you feedback. They're going to be like, well, you need to work on your mixing. You need to work on your timing. You need to work on your vocals. You got all this stuff that you need to work on. And I took all of that into consideration. I'm like, all right, so they didn't like my music because of this. I have to be able to make my music better. What am I going to do? I'm going to listen to them. If they say that I sound too monotone, that means I need to start adding accents into my lyrics. I need to start enunciating better.
Yeah.
Give it emphasis.
Emphasis.
Yeah, that word. Whatever the hell that
Yo,
word.
you can say it better than me. Don't worry. I got the
Yeah.
lisp. You know what I mean? Jesse, so we're gonna go ahead and take a break real quick. We're gonna get to this song right here called "Ambition." You sent this to us earlier in the month. So shout out to everybody listening in. For those who are tuned in, if you got any questions for Jesse Hayes, please hit him up on that on the comments here, and we'll get them to you. Please identify where you are too, so he understands that he's just not listening. Where he's just not being heard in Long Beach. Shout out to everybody listening in.
One beat maker, the hit maker, the hit maker, the hit maker, the hit maker.
I never thought I could do trap music till I do it to produce this movement, moving lucid, fluent. Hear the boom hit, it's confusion, try to diffuse it. Bluish when I move in. Who's this with a blue knit? Just a new kid from the city by the sewage. Introduce him with his new hit. Good God, that's good shit. No one ever knew him, so his hopes grew dim. People still booed him, but it grew in him that the new hit he's producing in seclusion could do the trick. He's a nuisance, fluid, only human. He could lose it, ruin with a new spit. So we use this substitution, truing, just to see who's in, cause it's youth sin. New pitch introduced with a new stitch. Who's in? Looking at the newsman. Boosting the acoustic, tune in too sick, conclusive with a new riff. Afternoon bliss reproduces juices, abusive to this new hit. Who's this? Haze with a new twist to spin. No more excuses, just now fine tuning. New pitch introduced with a new stitch. Who's in? Looking at the newsman. Boosting the acoustic, tune in too sick, conclusive with a new riff. Afternoon bliss reproduces juices, abusive to this new hit. Who's this? Haze with a new twist to spin. No more excuses, just now fine tuning. Haze is just looking at the phrases, mazes while I place this basis. Rearrangements for the places that takes this phases and unlaces the way his paces as he braces in space with wages as he's raised in his grave with greatness, and his claim is his pain, so he gauges his rage and makes this, hoping that he make it. No one with the fame is to be famous, just to break his shame and be shameless. It's the same sense as a train wreck with rain checks. Wait, no one has a plain sense to make sense when he's playing with the train set. The rain checks are just like a state debt. Pay less, hoping he can trade sets. It makes sense. New pitch introduced with a new stitch. Who's in? Looking at the newsman. Boosting the acoustic, tune in too sick, conclusive with a new riff. Afternoon bliss reproduces juices, abusive to this new hit. Who's this? Haze with a new twist to spin. No more excuses, just now fine tuning. New pitch introduced with a new stitch. Who's in? Looking at the newsman. Boosting the acoustic, tune in too sick, conclusive with a new riff. Afternoon bliss reproduces juices, abusive to this new hit. Who's this? Haze with a new twist to spin. No more excuses, just now fine tuning. Time for me to end it, looking at resentment, comprehension mended to defend this transcendent, penned it, how splendid, but it's pressed in with pen drips, looking at direct hits, sent this, hoping they'd expect it. Haze is just checked in, guess it's connected, represented, a penman that's venting, man stop testing, suspended, doing what the mented, rested, now I can't correct it, injected with the next hit on a nexus, unexpected, I bet this and I meant it, contending with the next and defending, if I blended, I'll send his family his appendage at the neck with his necklace, now test this.
Tune in to QSJRadio.com, home of the unsigned artists. Cameras are going all over the place. Anyways, we out here. We got my mans and them, Jesse Hayes out of Long Beach. Ambition, I see that you went ahead and took that approach that some people are talking about, like switching it up and shining like this and that and blah, blah, blah. Was it really hard to do that in a song?
It wasn't hard at all. I didn't think I had the capabilities of doing trap music. I didn't know that I could. So my first line was when I actually had the flow in my head. I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty sick. I never knew I can do trap music. And I just went on from there until I do it. And then I did it. It was pretty cool.
That's it. And you know what's crazy is that as you said that you was taking the critiques and things that were going on, that it is always good to go after what is now. So right now is trap, And being that it is controversial rap right now, it is also, if you can do it, then maybe it's okay to switch up the flow. I don't know. I guess my concept is that if you can stick with now and sound okay with now, then you will be okay later. Like, I don't know. It's some I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm just happy we live on the air right now. But anyways, we got a shout out from Jessica Clem. She says, congrats on following your dreams. Don't ever give up. Hope you're doing well out there from Lincoln County, Kentucky, I believe. That's what she said.
Yeah, I went to high school with her.
Oh, snap. Long Beach to Kentucky, or did you go to Kentucky? I don't know.
No, I told you I moved from everywhere from Arizona to Nevada to Kentucky. I wasn't playing. Like, I've moved around to a bunch of places. I've met so many people in my life.
Big shout out to that, man. And, Facebook really keeps a lot of people together and tells them apart. I'm saying, God damn, man. But anyways, big shout out to everybody listening in. Tune in to QSJRadio.com. Hometown Hustles on Joseph James. What's up? How you doing? I got Jesse Hayes in here. If you got any questions for him, let him know. So, doing that, and we talked about how Third Eye Blind to Marshall Mathers became part of your life to put this all down. And we talked about how the critiques that you take, and you take it as practice versus take it as hate. What are some goals that you got for yourself, Jess? Like, it's hard. It's hard out there right now.
I don't really, to be honest, I don't have any goals, Traffic. Like, I don't plan to make it. I don't ever think that I'm going to make it. The reason I say this is because there's so many people who make music out in the world. Who is it that's going to discover me? I don't ever think I'm going to make it, but that doesn't mean that I'm ever going to stop making music. Music is a part of me. I'm going to make that even if I never get signed. It's a way for me to keep my thoughts eternal. That's just going to be the way it is.
This motherfucker said I'm never going to make it. Like, what the fuck?
I don't think I will.
And you know what? That's modesty at its own, and, people are looking for weird talents out there. You might be that ghostwriter one day. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people out here that's supporting you. We got a shout out right here from Ian Tro Beats. Ian Tro. He just said, what's up, Jess? A lot of people got love for the kid, man, especially if you're staying humble. What is that word, humble, man? I remember about 2 years ago, I hated that word. And I still do, I think. But what does humble mean to you?
Humble is... The meaning of humble to me is to not take advantage of. That's the best way that I can put it. Is that if you're doing good, don't take advantage of doing well. I mean, you don't know how long that's going to last for. All that can be taken away from you in a day. If somebody gives you something, you don't take advantage of that person, because as soon as they find that out, it's like they're not ever going to give you anything anymore. I know that's not the direct definition of humble, but that's what it means to me.
So we got to bring this back right here, right? I do this. I got to do this because I did not know that my peoples was part of your life. We're going to do this for fun right now. I need to know how many of these lyrics you know. We'll be right back with Jesse Hayes. This one right here is called No Mercy on QSJRadio.com.
Your mercy.
No mercy, inserting and bursting, nursing his words lurking, firstly deterring these workings, emerging and swerving into a gurney, basted like a turkey. I'm almost 30 with 4 years to go of rewordings, eyes blurry, thirsty and thirsty, observing reoccurring losses in this tournament. Am I deserving? Probably not. I'm I'm lurking, working on wording. These people concern me and serve me. I'm deserving. No mercy. Inserting to this virgin, asserting the urging to serve on this journey while purging this cursing of disconcerting flourish, curbing my earnings while learning the earthly diversities. I'm still learning their herd. I'm urging, still learning how to do surgery, diverging, conversing with this chirping and earning this earthly journey. This murky, blurry water for the sea. Most haven't heard me, they're not concerned with me early and wordy. Sorry, girlie, you might be the virgin, perching as I'm bursting, disturbing your learning. Inadvertently versus you person, learning, reworking this wording. I show no mercy. If you haven't heard, now you've heard me. No mercy. Inserting to this virgin, asserting the urging to serve on this journey while purging this cursing of disconcerting flourish, curbing my earnings while learning the earthly diversities. I'm still learning their herd. About face to a pivot, don't judge me on my skin pigment. I'll murder your spirit at a distance with a minute commitment. No mercy in this consistent ticket. Proficient with a written image, the grimace that my interest in visit the nearest equipment. Your rhythm deficient and need enrichment. I've had your partners down with rhythm and brains twisted, teeth gritted, and ghostwriters recommissioned. This is no mercy, and I'm in it. No mercy. Inserting to this virgin, asserting the urging to serve on this journey while purging this cursing of disconcerting flourish, curbing my earnings while learning the earthly diversities. I'm still learning their herd. Blur me with no mercy, perverting and surging for this worldly purging. I'm nervy with controversy and worry with the unworldly hurting. They hurt me and now they're hurting. Sternly standing sturdy to scurry, searching for emerging poets, reserving and conserving these rehearsings, flirting and twirling my tongue and hurting with wording no mercy. Absurding, concerning this hurting, emerging, reworded and serving these people. No mercy. Inserting to this virgin, asserting the urging to serve on this journey while purging this cursing of disconcerting flourish, curbing my earnings while learning the earthly diversities. I'm still learning their herd. I show no mercy to a studio clergy on a low journey with a calico girlie. As I grow wordy in this radio turning, I'm below thirsty, I outgrow attorneys. And I'm below nervy, this pro alert me to global worry. My flow's sturdy, domino worthy, behold this flurry. As I sow this controversy, no mercy. No mercy. Inserting to this virgin, asserting the urging to serve on this journey while purging this cursing of disconcerting flourish, curbing my earnings while learning the earthly diversities. I'm still learning their herd. I'm not the one to avoid it, annoyed. I hate being poisoned. I enjoy the decoys on steroids, so I destroy the convoy cause I got paranoid, spoiled, popping a boy, loyal to the joyful, trapezoidal it shows. Grab my toes, froze just to rose to slow my verbose. Picking my nose to throw the boogers on a portfolio. While scaring a scarecrow, no mercy as I grow wordy in this radio turning. No mercy. Inserting to this virgin, asserting the urging to serve on this journey while purging this cursing of disconcerting flourish, curbing my earnings while learning the earthly diversities. I'm still learning their herd.
Out to everybody listening, tune in to QSJRadio.com, home of the unsigned artists. Yo, this is all over the place. My bad. For those who are tuned in and hear like doubles and echoes, we know why. All right, so don't worry about it. You know, it's not like you guys got something messed up. So shout out to that. Jacob GT, long time no here. North Sea, Cuzzo, shouts out from the U.S. Army. He's out there showing some love. For the homie Jesse Hayes. Jesse Hayes, a big fan of Third Eye Blind while he was growing up. His mom Dukes is a big fan of Eminem, a.k.a. Marshall Mathers. Put those two together and you got lyrics that are incredibly insane and things that people really don't understand unless you're deeply involved with those careers and things like that, man. So shout out to that. Shout out to Long Beach, California's own. He went ahead and traveled basically the whole, I don't even know, man. You got people out here from, you know, everywhere. Give him shout outs. Shout out to the homie Art Vosh. He's in here saying what's up, Jess. Stuff like that, you know. And if you guys got any questions for the homie, Jesse Hayes, please let him know. Because we are talking to him. So Jesse Hayes, you know, I don't know. You sound like Jesse. Jesse is always like a white boy name. You know what I mean? So what are you? Because as soon as I said, hold on, like, you know what the fuck I was talking about. What you said? My bad.
I'm white and Samoan.
White and Samoan.
Yes.
So you one of those kids that be going around saying The Rock is my cousin? Or something like that?
No. Actually, Jacob is my cousin.
Oh,
But
okay.
we're not blood related. He's one of those family members that I grew up with as a child up until now.
Mm.
Like my mom my mom has another child who is my sister, and this is her side of the family from her dad. But they took care of me like I was one of their own, so like they're still family, you know?
Ooh, blended families. You gotta love them blended families, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Fort Benning, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? We out here in Fort Dix showing you mad love, a brother, hoorah. But anyways, like the crazy thing is like you've been doing this thing for a long time. You said there's not really some definite goals out there for you. But what is the message that Jesse Hayes has? Because there's a lot of lyrics in here. Sometimes people got to press rewind like 30 times to figure out, like, you know, what is he really trying to tell us? What are you trying to tell us?
Honestly, when I make my music, I'm either talking about my problems or I'm just trying to give the listeners a good time. Like who in the right mind would pick their boogers and put it on a portfolio? No one says that. But when you hear it, it's like, aha, that's kind of funny, right? So it gives the listeners kind of a like, huh, that was good, that was funny, and it makes them feel good. So I like to make my listeners feel good, but then I talk a lot about my problems because I'm diagnosed a paranoid schizophrenic. I've had 7 suicide attempts, but I survived all of them.
Yeah.
So like I talk a lot about whenever I go on a mental relapse, just thinking about everything that happened in the past, it brings back like all these mixed emotions about my anger and my hate and why I why I attempted suicide the first time. And that's actually what I thrive off of, is I thrive off of my pain. Is like that's what makes me keep writing, is as long as I'm able to express myself, I know I'm going to be all right.
You ever, and this is just me being like, cause I just found out that we out here liking the same people. Did you ever like Joe Buttons?
Joe Budden?
Yeah.
Budden?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his music until he got in a beef with Drake and kind of got smashed on a little bit.
Okay. Well, you follow that all you want. Joe Button will always be my dude. But there's something about something that he said, and I'll get back to that when I got the lyrics in my hand that you just said, where it's funny how the you know, the things that I love that break me, and the things that break me make me, something crazy like that. It's nuts. But shout out to that. You know, living with that condition of, you know, one day you're my friend and the next thing that you want to snap my neck. Is it really like that, or is it just things that you can't control?
It's things that I can't control. Traffic light. I mean, if I could just make it go away, I would, but I can't. So I tell people about my problems. It's like I'm a freaking schizophrenic. You know, when I have 2 sides to me. I'm a very happy person, but for every very high, there's a very low. So when I get too high, you know, I know that there's this ledge that I'm gonna end up jumping off of, and it gets pretty bad. But I can't control any of it.
We're gonna talk about it, and maybe you can talk about it here in this song that you talk about, My Reflection, on QSJRadio.com.
I look at my reflection in the mirror.
My reflection.
What am I doing this to myself? Losing my mind on a tiny error. I nearly left the remedy on the shelf. Oh.
Why am I so secluded? I've been working on this movement. I seem useless and can't seem to do it. I look in the mirror and see myself slowly moving, but my mind seems clueless. This past of a man who made it back with a backpack strapped to his back, dirt attached to his hands. His problem's all he has, so he dwells on the past, looking back, seeing himself, but the thoughts is all he has. Thoughts brought back, making him mad, but the cost that it has on this man is something that is lost when he thought that he lost all he had. Turned his back on God at a cost when his palm had the shot that would drop his loss, but he stands tall as a rock, but his thoughts still make him pop off at the jaw with a bottle of pop off. So when the voices knock on his thoughts, he could drink the thoughts off. And it's bad, but damn, I am that man, and lost it all but came back. My reflection is all I had, and the people can't take that. So I stand alone and can't take back my past as I advance through life. I'm just one man.
I look at my reflection in the mirror. Why am I doing this to myself? Losing my mind on a tiny error. I nearly left the real me on the shelf. Oh.
I've lost my mind, so my mind's gone. Caught in time with this knife on my wrist, so I think that my time's gone. But my mind sees this, that it's not right on. With bliss as death has its hit on the kid with the twist, so I might be wrong. See, this kind of song has the mind ripe upon the writing he writes upon. So this might be right to fight this long battle that he fights upon. Writing the song, but I stay safe to myself, stating my wealth, stating these sayings that make me hate things, behaving for myself, steadily engraving these hatings that's portrayed to make the ways of me. Mind hazy, but still I slay these betrayings of people that hate me. Haze may be what they name me, but they're not infiltrating my mind. See, that's a safe keep. Therefore I practice with safety, and it may be the reason that the people can't faze me. But lately, the weight seems too heavy for me to carry, and I've been fading, but I'm still fighting the slavery. For me, I'm just one man. Just one man.
I look at my reflection in the mirror. Why am I doing this to myself? Losing my mind on a tiny error. I nearly left the real me on the shelf. Oh.
Woo! Shout out to everybody listening in. Tune in to QSJRadio.com. I'm telling you, other radio stations, man, they don't even know how I did that. How did he just make this shit serious? You know why? Because I take time with these unsigned artists. And unsigned artists have things and stories that people are afraid to tell. They got views in life that people are afraid to see. They got things that go on that people try to shade and fade away. So if you guys didn't understand what I did, my man Jesse Hayes is not just because he's an artist and he's always here and he's always showing love. It's got a story. And the story is his story. It ain't yours. Now, they might be similar ones, and you might know somebody, and you might want to be there and all that stuff, but don't tell me that this story ain't serious. You know what's crazy, Jess? And it's nuts because we went right to Reflections. Reflections was one of them songs that was like hidden, right? I remember like you was like, yo, Traffic, I got something for you. You know, it's crazy. You got to put it on. And I remember playing that shit once because titles are bug me out, right? Nobody's going to put on a song, My Reflections, and that should be like super gangster. It's not going to be. It's going to be one of those deep ones that people, sometimes they're not ready for. And sometimes people don't understand it. You know what's crazy? I'd never seen this before where people are too involved in the non-emotional aspect of music. Crazy. Non-emotional aspect of music. It was nuts out there. But Jesse, that shit was crazy, man. What made you want to put something together like that?
It was the best way to tell my viewers that the way that I feel. It's like I look at myself in the mirror and I have a past behind it. It's like I've grown into this person that you see today, still having all the stuff that I have behind me. I mean, 7 suicide attempts, being homeless. I came from the streets. I was sleeping on concrete. I went to a place called the Long Beach Rescue Mission. I graduated from the Long Beach Rescue Mission. And like just all this stuff that I have built up inside of me. I decided to put down on paper. And the best way was I was listening to my reflection, and the beat just caught me. And I was like, you know what? I want this track. I'm gonna do it, and I did it.
Crazy, man. Big shout out to everybody listening in. If you guys got a story, you want to share it with my mans and them. I see my man Art, Art Voss is one of the craziest friends I have. Shout out to him. But he says, I had this ex-girl, Jess, and even though everything about her was shitty that she did give me the best things I've heard about tortured artists. They always produce the most inspiring art at their worst times. The real listeners will feel that emotion and authenticity and latch on like symbiosis. Yeah. So I don't know what the last word. Symbiosis. Okay. Hey.
Do you know what a symbiote is, Traffic
There
Light?
you go. Go ahead. What is that?
Have you ever watched Spider-Man?
Uh huh.
All right. Do you know Venom?
Yes.
All right. You know Venom is a symbiote, right?
Okay.
So it's something that attaches to you and doesn't let you go. It's a symbiote. I'm kind of a Marvel comic nerd also. My cousin used to have this little Street Fighter thing, and I had this uncle who would like taught me everything that I know about Marvel comics. So that's actually why I know what a symbiote is. And I think
Okay.
that's a derivative. Symbiosis is a derivative of symbiote.
Big shout out to that, man. Shout out to everybody listening. The symbiosis is in the building, I guess. Shout out to all the Venoms and the Spider-Mans in the building. But we mean that not literally. We mean that in symboly. So, yo, man. So Jesse Hayes, man. We got to get people to get to you, man. Where can they find you?
Well, I have a YouTube account, and all you really have to do is leave a comment, and I will be able to get back to you. I have a Facebook. You can go to my page. You could message me. More than likely, I'm going to message you back. I got a SoundCloud. I've got a Twitter. I've got an Instagram. I've got all these different ways that you could reach me, and they're all under the names Hayes.
Jesse Hayes in the building. Jesse, we're going to go into another break real quick, but it is our little send the link mix commercial and then get back to one of your singles, and we'll be right back. Shout out to everybody listening. Tune in to QSJRadio.com. Hey YouTube, it's QSJ Radio again with another tutorial. This time, we're going to teach you how to not piss me off. Now, a lot of artists want to ask me questions. They want to know, Traffic, what do you need from us to get played on your show? So I say, a link.
Stupid.
You guys like to do this all the time. You like to send links to people who don't want to hear your stuff. Well, guess what? This guy wants your links. Reason being, it's already yours. Okay? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. When we have our hashtag, check the hashtag out. Send the link, Mick. We're really trying to tell you to send the links. Other people want to review your songs. No, we'll have an audience reviewing your song. We don't need to review your song. We already know it's already hard for you. Your little audience there might tell you,
E in control.
You can hear me now, right? You can hear me now, right? Word. Big shout out to everybody listening. Tune in to QSJRadio.com, homie unsigned artist. Jesse Hayes in the building. Did you switch locations?
I did. I went from outside, came back inside.
So we had a little big ass gap there, people, but we're here and we're online. Jesse Hayes said it was getting too cold outside. You know what I mean? I had my cigarette break. I'm good. So Long Beach, though, like he said, man, you can find him on that SoundCloud, on that YouTube, all that stuff, and just it's under the name Hayes, Hayes, Jesse Hayes. No.
It's TheNames Hayes. The name's Hayes.
The name's Hayes. Oh, the
Right.
name's Hayes all over the place. Didn't I put that on the flyer?
You did.
Shout out to everybody listening. The name's Hayes all over the place and stuff like that, man. Make sure you give them that feedback. Got a lot of people out here that's showing a lot of support, a lot of loyal listeners, and they have heard so many artists, and they have given up on artists that are not real about their stuff. So that's a bunch of a few friends here that you should also always keep in contact with. So other than music, like, and I know you talked about this earlier, that music is a place where you can let it all go. But what if there wasn't any?
That's blasphemy.
Shut the fuck up, this motherfucker.
That is straight up blasphemy. To even think about there not being music, like, I wouldn't have a reason to live.
Ooh.
I really wouldn't. Like, there was no music. I can't. I don't know. I'll leave it. I don't know. I really don't.
All good. All good. It's a hard question, man. Sometimes I don't even like asking it because, you know, I don't. With personal experience of me and just having this radio station, I don't have the people that you would think would, you know, support it 100%, be there with you and stuff like that, and not understand what this has done for me. And I don't think that people understand what music has done for you. And now that we got a very more personal aspect of this, of you, I think people appreciate what the lyrics are now, you know? So and that's the goal that we have here. We need people to understand why people are doing this, not trying to chase a dream. Because you said it earlier, I don't even think I'm gonna make it. I just want 80 years old and people saying, "Yo, that track is still there." I remember, uncle or Theo or even possibly granddad talking about his life is recorded, is right there, and it's for our history to know what he has been going through, man. So Hayes, like, I know that there's a lot of things that you could try to tell us in your own aspect of the world. There's a lot of things going on. What is something that you would like to tell people in general, young kids, something like that? What do you want them to know from your aspect of what the world is like now around you, locally, globally? What are some things that you would want them to hear from you?
It's a good question, Traffic Light. What would I want the kids to hear from me? Honestly, I don't think kids are ready to listen to my music because they wouldn't be able to understand it. The adults, they know, the people who do listen to my music, I have told a story from day one all the way up until now. And if they've been listening to my music, they know that everything that I've said will come together. And I want to be able to tell them that, this was the person that I used to be, and this is now the person that I am now. I want to be able to show them that this is the change that's been made in my life. Um, I don't know if are you a Christian? Am I allowed to talk about religion on the radio?
Well, you can talk about whatever, but don't ask me who I believe in, because that's a whole different rap battle.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, anyway, I'm a firm believer in God. So he's a big part of my life. And in my music, you'll hear me talk to him a lot also. We have this off and on relationship. The track "Where Are You Now" is me actually talking to God about, why did you make me the way that you made me? Why does everyone else get the joy to be normal to an extent, and I'm over here struggling for it? And I sit back and I talk a lot about God also. So I think a lot of people would like to, I would like to show people the progress that I've made in my music, is what I would like to tell them, is like, I'm improving, I'm getting better. This is where I'm going.
That's what's up. Jesse Hayes, big pleasure having you on here talking to us for a long time, even getting a little personal. But one question we didn't ask, man, you got any projects that you putting together?
I'm actually working on a track right now. I had a track with my cousin, shout out to Just Breeze, that he never got back to me with. I did my part, I sent it off, and he never got it. I never got it back. But I think that's still going on. He's doing his thing on that track. I got another track with Lil Kando. He's out there in Compton. I actually went to El Camino Compton College. So that's where we met, and we're actually doing a track together. I'm still working on my album, the Complete Insanity album, just outlandish album. The stuff that I'm saying on these tracks are gonna blow your mind. You're gonna be like, how the hell did he come up with that? And I'm doing music. I try to put out a track every week is my goal, but I still got to get it mixed and mastered.
Complete Insanity. Whew. Shout out for that job interview. Shout out to everybody listening. Tune in to QSJRadio.com. The name's Hayes all over the place. SoundCloud. YouTube. Please just hit him up. Message him. Tell him that you listened in. Or not even that. Just tell him, yo, man, I'm feeling it. If you're not feeling it, tell him that too. Because he's out there putting his practice music out there and getting better to get his message out. Jesse Hayes, thank you for coming on here with us on QSJRadio.com. You got any shout outs? Let us know.
Oh yeah, traffic light. You're not gonna let me freestyle? I thought there was an obligation to freestyle on the radio show.
Okay, you want to freestyle? Okay.
You're listening to the Send the Link mix with Traffic Light.
So, are you trying to acapella this, or
Actually, I like to play a game with people, because a lot of people think that what I spit is written. So, if everyone who is tuning in right now, if you guys can all post a word inside the comment box, start posting words. I will incorporate these words into my freestyle. And yes, I will acapella it, because it would make it easier for me to incorporate all this jumbled up words that I'm about to have in my head.
Okay. We here. The challenge is here. Let the latency go in. We got a whole bunch of people. I'm going to go ahead and write the first word, because I am crazy like that. And go. Ooh, motherfucker.
Oh, common. All right. I need more than just one. I like to incorporate multi-syllables, traffic light.
This motherfucker here.
I mean, is it common to be obvious? Obviously not. See, a communist to a common person couldn't commit to this, but these rhymes that I spit are like lethal intentions that's put into your cerebellum with apprehension, then extended just for the perception of those who can't comprehend it. Now, When I go off and pop off at the top of the jaw, I like to talk about money, honey, but I'm money hungry. So as I'm coming along, I like to see those bunnies jumping. It comes off the intellect. And as I inject my brain with the next sedative, I don't think that it's going to come off like the apprehension of a song that I once represented. But the symbiote is not what I thought of before. See, symbiote can be shot up and put back down on a block where he was once selling crack rocks to the shop where the little kid stayed, but got popped by the police, got caught up, and then dropped. That's the word for symbiote.
Keep going with the words, people. Oh, he's going in right now.
You wanna put on a beat? See if I can do it to a beat.
Let's see. Let's see. We got fire right there. Fire.
Fire. As time expires, benign is thy person who can go back to the pits of the Nile River. Fire to Nile, maybe time did expire and time in my mind as I try to combine these rhymes into a line, make these words and quotients molded together to exponents just so they could work together because these words in my mind are open. I don't know, but half the people don't know this about me. It's a tragedy. I've committed a casualty with the faculty, laying them side by side. Hopefully, I can manually overdrive what's in my mind just to make these rhymes work together. But I take an apple from the back of a saddle and throw it over the the what? I lost the word for apple. Let's see, a firefighter or those firefighter, firefighter. Time expires, but my lies with the rhymes can't seem to go back as my mind rewinds. I don't know. Put a beat on for me real quick. All right, let me go in the multiverse. Hold up, wait, let me use these multi-words. Hold up, wait, let me see what I can do with a weapon. All right, let me bring that back now because the beat keeps stopping in my ear and it's kind of whack now. Why can't I hear the beat? It's like being tased in the mouth. All right, there we go. Um, let's see if I can fade her with the taser as I'm going in just to lay her, but I can't lay her down. Why? Because the baby whines inside, and each time that I design a rhyme in my mind, it's off the top of my brain. But hell, I don't know. I do look insane, and my main veins could be engraved with the same thing that the demons had when they came at me with 3 nuns with the submachine guns who got impregnated by the 3 sons of the semen that was injected from the deceased men. I don't know. That makes no sense, but I can't hear the beat.
It's all good, man. It's all good. That's on me over here, man. I can't even hear it really.
Yeah, it kept clipping out on me, so I just kept going a cappella with it. It'd be nice if I can get a beat, though, and actually stay on beat with it.
Let me see what's up with this. Shout out to everybody listening in.
Because
I don't know if you guys know, but we had like super technical difficulties going on here. It's like I haven't had all this stuff on in a long time, and then all of a sudden we like have all these problems. Like probably you guys didn't hear me in the last I don't even know how long was it, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes ago. I don't know what's up, but anyways, give me about 3 minutes. We're gonna get back into the show. I want to give a shout out to my man Jesse Hayes once again for coming on the air and sharing his story with us here on QSJRadio.com. I got big announcements that I wanted to share with everybody a long time ago, but now that we got everything right here on and popping and kind of sorta in the works, give me about 3 minutes after this. Make sure you guys go ahead, follow, like, and share. Hashtag the send the link, and tell your friends and their friends to hit us up about send the link. I gotta fix this whole mess right here, and man, big shout out to everybody listening. Man, Jesse Hayes, man, he's a problem. Okay, he's a problem. We here. Keep writing. A lot of people out here. Oh man, shout out to everybody listening, man. I don't understand what happened, but hey, man, we out here. We having fun. They getting me, they so mad at me though. They so mad at me. Shout out to everybody listening. Tune in to QSJ Radio.